an ex-Dallas Maverick may have had their hand in recruiting Spencer Dinwiddie to the Los Angeles Lakers. We also have a strange conspiracy theory from Bill Simmons regarding the Dallas Mavericks' future first-round picks and why Mark Cuban seems so comfortable with trading those away. We have that and more that we're going to break down this video, but how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Maverick's Digest, where we're bringing you the latest news and everything Dallas Mavericks related. But before we get into today's video, 94.8% of you guys watching these videos are not subscribed. I get it. The channel's still new. It's not even a week old, but we're dropping videos back to back. We're dropping like it's hot. We're bringing you the type of content that you want to see. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single video. But without further ado, our first topic of the day is the Bill Simmons conspiracy theory. Now, I know a lot of Dallas Mavericks fans weren't too high on trading away first round picks. I mean, we had to use a first round pick swap to get Grant Williams. We had to attach a first round pick to get rid of Grant Williams. We also had a pick for Daniel Gafford, and I think we don't have an actual first round pick to like 2030 or 2029, I think. Regardless, we are without a first round pick for a few years, and I personally have been on the fence of it's okay. We're competing now. Our window for a championship is now. Yes, you kind of want to, in a perfect world, you want to have it both ways. Have your future first round pick so you can still draft good and have good young talent and, as backup for whenever the old guard, retires and they're over the hill. But then you also want to make sure that you go all in for Luka Doncic. You do right by him. As Maverick fans, we know how hard it was for Dirk to get good talent around Dirk. He took hometown discounts to stay in Dallas in hopes that we did provide him with the help that he needed to win a championship. And ultimately, we got the job done. But we're trying to do the same thing for Luka Doncic. To me personally, like I said, I understand why you trade those first round picks. A rookie that we draft who wouldn't really get a lot of real minutes playing on this team wouldn't develop fast enough to help Luka win a championship. I mean, the last rookie who I think had came into the league to win a championship their rookie year and been an integral part of that was Magic Johnson. And we've had great players come since then, and no one else has done it since. Not LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, none of those guys. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, none of those guys. So to think that in the next 5 years we could get a rookie, develop them, get them ready, I mean, it's possible, but you're not trying to think about the future, trying to think about the now. The window to win is now. If you're thinking too much about the future, then you're not focused on the now. But like I said, Bill Simmons was on X or Twitter saying, why don't the Mavs care about draft picks anymore? I have a theory. Now, I watched the video. It wasn't that long. And pretty much to summarize it, Bill Simmons was saying that, Mark Cuban sold the majority stake of the Dallas Mavericks ownership to that new, hotel casino chain family. They own the majority stake of the Dallas Mavericks. And pretty much Mark Cuban is going all in. He's putting all his chips in. He's saying, we're in it. We're going to ride it. We're going to let it ride. And we're going all in on Luka and these guys to win a championship in the next few years. With the thought behind it as well, I'm not the majority stakeholder. He also gave up his governor's seat, with the Dallas Mavericks. And, he may not be here. The video that Bill Simmons put out pretty much says that he thinks that Mark Cuban is going all in because he doesn't see himself being here that long. So in the off chance in the next 2 to 3 seasons, things don't pan out, we're not a good team, Mark Cuban's like, well, I'm gone. I did my best. And I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think that's some real tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists, and I like to play around with conspiracy theories all the time. But as far as the Dallas Mavericks go, like I said before, I truly believe that this is just a team going all in. I mean, no one thought that the Phoenix Suns were crazy for trading away all their picks to get Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, all those other guys. Well, they signed Kevin Durant. Or maybe it was a trade. Can't really remember. But, a lot of teams trade away their first-round picks. I mean, look at the Rudy Gobert trade. The Timberwolves gave away 5 first-round picks. Now they're the number 1, number 2. They're a top team in the West. At the time I was recording, I can't remember what their standings, but they're a top team in the West. So, I get it. It paid off. But we, being the 8th seed, it does look a little bit bad, but you got to think long term. I think a lot of fans are too stuck in the now. We're too focused on what's going on now. And like, oh, but those first round picks, and I get it. You could get a young player, develop and move forward, but this team is pretty solid right now. That window of opportunity to win a championship is a very small window. We're not a dynasty. We're not the Warriors. We're the Dallas Mavericks, and if we know one thing about lightning in a bottle, it only comes around once in a while, and maybe this is our lightning in a bottle that we're catching, and we can run and make a deep playoff run, go into the finals, win the whole thing, throw another parade. Luka goes down as the GOAT of all time, the greatest of all time. That window is now. And so as far as the whole debate on first round picks, whether we needed to keep them, get rid of them, me personally, I'm on the side of I get it. You're going all in. And hindsight's 2020. And then 3 years from now, 4 years from now, we'll look back and see if it was worth it. If not, You start over from square one. You can tell yourself you gave it your all. You did everything right by Luka. You tried your best. If he stays, cool. If not, you understand. As long as you give your all. You don't want to have any what ifs when the time comes to decide whether or not you made good decisions. You don't want to play that what if game. You want to stand by your choices and your convictions and believe that what you're doing is best for the organization. But enough of me standing on my soapbox. Our next topic is a former Maverick sabotages Dallas. Well, as you all may know, we had a little center a few seasons ago by the name of Christian Wood, and for whatever reason, he really didn't pan out with the Dallas Mavericks. Me personally, I was very high on Christian Wood. I was excited when the Mavericks got him. I thought he was going to be a really good player for us. You know, with KP, didn't really pan out, but we knew we needed someone with size for Luka Doncic. I thought Christian Wood would be a great player, a good screen setter, pick and roller, rim protector, rebounder. I thought we were getting it all. And somehow along the season, Christian Wood just kind of fell out of favor with Jason Kidd. He was riding the bench, getting garbage time minutes, DNPs, and it didn't make much sense. And he was gone that same season. Didn't really stay around long with the Dallas Mavericks. But it seems like with Spencer Dinwiddie being off the buyout market, choosing to go with Los Angeles Lakers, new information reveals that Christian Wood might have been the culprit behind it. He wanted to go to Instagram, throw a little picture up on the story saying, "My recruitment worked. I should be a GM. Welcome to the show, gang." At Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, beyond that, I'm not sure what he told the man. I know in a few videos ago, I did mention how LeBron James had alluded to recruiting Spencer Dinwiddie. I know D'Angelo Russell made a quote about, alluding to recruiting Spencer Dinwiddie. It was all but set in stone. But to know that two ex-Mavericks are now on the Los Angeles Lakers. You got one that just couldn't hack it with us, and one that we traded for Kyrie. I bet they're just having a little pity party for each other, just completely just dogging the Dallas Mavericks. And that's probably what Christian Wood used to get Spencer Dinwiddie. He's like, "Yeah, man, they did me wrong. You want to go back to that? You want to go back to the team that got ready for Kyrie? They didn't even want me there, man. Come over here, man. We want you." And that's probably how it went down. Obviously, a chance to play with LeBron James for a lot of players, that's huge. I know as fans, we may not think about it that much, but for these players, LeBron James is a big deal. Even in his older years, in his twilight years, he's still a great player, and I get that. And Spencer Dinwiddie's also from Los Angeles, so I get that. And he was traded away by the Dallas Mavericks, so I get that too. It's a lot of factors working against us. The fact that we want him here in Juice Land, campaigning for him, free juices for the rest of his life, it just wasn't enough. He made his decision. Christian Wood gave an offer he just couldn't refuse. And, that's the end of that. But we're going to be done with the Spencer Dinwiddie talk for a while. I'm not hurt by it. I'm over it. We got Dante Exum. As soon as he's back from his little knee issue in 2 to 4 weeks, he'll be straight. The Mavericks will be rolling. A well-oiled machine will be good. The future is right on the horizon, and it smells like a championship. I know you smell it with me. But the next topic of the video is Mavericks make history. Just the other day, yesterday, the Dallas Mavericks, or about a day or two ago, the Dallas Mavericks played the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it was amazing. It was P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford's debut, and they just killed it. Both coming off the bench, putting up quality stats and quality play. It was amazing. We didn't see Dwight Powell till the fourth quarter, and if you're wondering, yes, Dwight Powell did get hit in the head. That seems to be a thing. There's a Twitter page that follows it. Dwight Powell's always getting hit in the head for whatever reason. Might be a Canadian thing. I don't know. But the history that the Dallas Mavericks made, if I have the graphic here, yes, for the first time in Dallas Mavericks history, 6 different players had at least a plus 20 today in the plus minus. And I know I went over it the other day after the game, but I'll throw up the box score as well. If you look there, Maxi Kleber was a plus 26. Derrick Jones Jr. was a plus 23. Kyrie Irving was a plus 32. Doncic, Luka was a little bit below. He's a plus 18, not quite a plus 20 or more, but Josh Green was a plus 20, and P.J. Washington was a plus 24, and Tim Hardaway Jr. was a plus 28. Both those guys off the bench, putting up quality production and quality minutes. Just love it. You love to see it. That's the type of hustle. That's the type of grit. That's the type of team play that you have to put on a nightly basis to assert your dominance amongst the West, to let them know we're the 8th seed, but we're coming. Me personally, not trying to be a little bit too dramatic, or maybe I'm just overselling the Dallas Mavericks, but I truly believe at the end of the season we could be the 4th, maybe 5th seed. I think the 4th, 5th range is right where we're going to be. Me personally, I think that's where we want to be. If we get that 4th seed, we'll be straight. Seeing some of these top teams in the first round will be good basketball to watch. I'll be excited for it, but it won't be a walk in the park. We'll have our work cut out for us, especially if we're against the Nuggets first round, especially if we're against the Thunder first round. I don't think we'll have much of a problem, but they could still be sneaky. It's a best out of 7. I think the Clippers could be a really tough matchup first round, or even the Suns if they sneak in. Who knows? I know Luka owns Devin Booker. That's his son, but still, they got KD, they got Nurkic, they got Bradley Beal, and a couple other guys. The team's pretty deep. They've had a few struggle moments this season, but come playoff time, a lot of teams are completely different. We saw how the Miami Heat was the 8th seed and made it all the way to the finals last year. Anything's possible. Shout out to Kevin Garnett. Anything's possible. But our last topic of the day is injury update. Tomorrow, or I guess later today, depending on when I drop this video, we are playing the Washington Wizards at home, and I truly believe this will be a revenge game from Daniel Gafford. Not really revenge in the matter of he's got beef with Washington Wizards, because honestly, I'm sure he was glad that he was no longer on that team. But I think he'll put up a pretty good game. I mean, their only big is Marvin Bagley, and I've never met a man named Marvin that put fear in my heart. So I'm pretty sure Daniel Gafford ain't sweating over a grown man named Marvin. But the Dallas Mavericks will have to put on a pretty good play to continue this winning streak. I know the Washington Wizards only have about 9 wins on the season, but you never want to underestimate your opponents because that's when you can slip up. But like I said, we do have an injury update ahead of tomorrow's game against the Washington Wizards. Luka Doncic is probable. Kyrie Irving is probable. Maxi Kleber is probable. Derrick Lively is still out, as well as Dante Exum. I'm leaning towards Luka and Kyrie playing, or maybe one or two of them are out. Like I said, it is the Washington Wizards. Some guys might just be like, hey, I'll take the night off. It's the Washington Wizards. They have 9 wins. Daniel Gafford, go get him. PJ Washington, go get him. Tim Hardaway, go get him. Jaden Hardy, go get him. Josh Green, go get him. It wouldn't surprise me if either Luka or Kai are out for the game tomorrow, or maybe they do play just to try to build that cohesiveness, build that team chemistry amongst the new guys, and just try to get them more acclimated with the team. I can see that happening too. But until further notice, there's no Derrick Lively or Dante Exum. They are still out. But that's all I got for you guys today. After the game against the Washington Wizards, I will be going, not live, but I'll be dropping another video for you guys going over that game, the highlights, the lowlights, the box score, all that stuff. And if you want to stay up to date with all the videos that we're dropping, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Until then, peace.